Setting up a printer is an easy process. Connect the printer up to the mains power and turn it on. Some printer models may also require you to install a print head or print head cradle at this stage. You may also be prompted to install the ink cartridges.
High-quality photo printers use separate ink cartridges, whereas photo-capable or economy models use a single cartridge containing all the colours. Dye-based inks are the most popular type. Each cartridge has its own unique key, which means you can't physically fit the cartridge into the wrong slot. Many manufacturers also incorporate an onboard chip. This sends information to the printer on the ink status and date of manufacture, etc. Press each cartridge into the correct slot and then close the cover. The printer will now automatically prime the print heads. Pigment inks need to be shaken before installing. This ensures that the thicker pigment ink particles, which may have become settled at the bottom of the cartridge, are thoroughly mixed, ready for printing. Photo printers use color-coded slots for each ink, and generally you can't physically install the ink cartridge into the wrong chamber. The printer will prime the print heads with ink, and this takes a few minutes, and after that you're prompted to continue with the installation process.
Follow the instructions on screen for the remainder of the installation. Most of today's printers are connected to a computer via the USB 2 port, or even on a network. The drivers and print profiles will be automatically loaded by the wizard. At the end of the installation, the printer will now be set as your default printer, and you may be prompted to print out a test print, just to ensure that everything is working okay. Most printers will perform an automatic head alignment routine. This ensures that there are no gaps in the printed lines and that the colours are correctly aligned. Use a couple of sheets of plain paper for this routine.
From the printer's preferences, choose the Utility or Maintenance tab, and then select Nozzle Check. Load a sheet of A4 or letter size plain paper and click the Print button. A pattern is printed. Check this very carefully for any broken or missing lines. If there are any, then click on the Clean button, and this will perform the head cleaning routine. The Print Head Alignment button will realign any vertical misalignment. You may be offered two choices, automatic or manual. Both will do exactly the same job. Select the automatic option and the printer will carry out the entire process for you. If you still have a problem, then you can use the manual option. Carefully check each patch and enter the number of the best patch into the corresponding boxes. Now that the printer's been set up, all that remains to be done is to print out a test photograph. I'm just going to place one sheet of photo quality media in the printer, and after making a few minor tweaks to the image, select Print. On the print interface, I'll make a few quick settings, making sure the picture is going to be printed in the correct orientation of horizontal, and then select the correct media size, which in this case is A3. For this test print, I'm just going to let the printer manage the colours, as I only want to ensure that the printer is working correctly. We'll be covering colour management and profiles in another chapter on this DVD. Depending on your computer speed and print size, the test print will appear after 2 or 3 minutes. The things I'm looking out for is to ensure that all the colours have been used and there's no white lines anywhere. If there are white lines, then simply perform the head cleaning routine again. And this print looks fine to me. To produce great looking prints, we've got to first understand how the printer interface works. But before we go to that, let's take a look at the picture.
At the bottom we can see the document size, and if we click on this we have a representation of how the image is actually going to sit on the media. Now I've got A4 media loaded, and this picture is actually going to sit in the central part of the media. So now let's go onto File and select Print, and this will open up Photoshop's Print dialog panel. From here we've selected our printer, which is an Epson Stylus photo printer. We're going to look at the left hand side here. This is exactly how your picture is going to be printed on the media, and it's also in portrait orientation. We could have it in landscape orientation, although we have got excess area on the left and right hand sides. So let's put it back into portrait mode. We can reposition the picture by unchecking the center image, and now we can take it to whatever height we like. So if we want it 1 inch from the top, it's taking it upwards, and this gives us sufficient room at the bottom to place captions or a signature. But I'm going to stay with center image. The other thing we can do is actually scale to fit media. Now this is just going to stretch the picture out to the printable area of your media, and as you can see there's a border all the way around the picture, and this is the non-printable area. Most printers will have a safety margin all the way around, but you can choose a borderless option, and I'll come into that in a moment. So I'm going to uncheck the scale to fit media, and we're going to print it at 100%. If we look on the right hand side here, we can see there's color management selected, and at the moment my document is in Adobe RGB, and I'll be dealing with color management in its own section later on. And at the moment the printer is going to manage the colors for me, and we're going to use the rendering intent of relative colorimetric, and this is actually going to shift all the out of gamut colors into the reproducible colors. So now if we go on to page setup, this now launches the printer's own dialog panel. Now depending on which printer you've got, on which make, your printer preferences is going to have different options available, but for the time being I'm going to be looking at this Epson Stylus photo panel. The media type, by default it's set to plain papers, but we can select from photo papers, which is the glossy papers, and you need the glossy ink fitted to your pigment printer if you're using a pigment printer. There's matte papers, and this actually requires a matte black ink to be fitted, and as we haven't got a matte black fitted, these are all greyed out, and they're also greyed out on fine art paper too. Plain paper for photo printing, we don't want to be using plain paper unless it's for a very rough proof. CD and DVD printing options, these will be available if your printer supports this, and these will obviously require photo printable CDs. I'm going to actually select photo paper premium glossy for this demonstration. The next mode is color. We do have two other options, advanced black and white or grayscale, and I'll be dealing with these in the black and white printing section later. So let's stay with color. And for print quality we have a few options here, speed or quality and maximum quality. My preference is to actually stay with quality, which is going to give you a 1440 by 1440 DPI print, and this is the printer resolution. We can see on the left hand side here the print quality is 1440 times 1440. The mode we can set to automatic or custom. In automatic we get the choice of our color space, Adobe RGB or Epson standard RGB. The Adobe RGB has the wider color space, and the printer will need to be able to print the full Adobe RGB color space in order to maximize this. But if you want to play really safe, the sRGB is a good option. We can also go into custom settings. When we go into color management, this is going to be vital, but for time being we can have color controls, and if we click on the advanced button we can see a color wheel here, and we can shift the color balance to wherever we want it, and you can see on the little preview there exactly what's happening. But my advice is to actually use your image editing application to adjust all your colors first. So I'm going to cancel that. The other options on there are photo enhance, and again these are sort of a series of presets which include people, landscapes, etc., and these are optimized to print this kind of an image. I'm going to cancel that. The other option is off, no color adjustment. This means the printer's not going to apply any profile to your picture. You'll need to set that up in Photoshop, and I will explain this in greater detail in the color management section. And we're going to stay with color controls. The paper settings are source. Depending on your own printer, you may have roll paper options, manual roll, manual front, and this is a straight paper path, or CD and DVD printing. But we're going to use a rear sheet feed option at the moment. The size we can select from the A series, from A4, A3, A2, and obviously depending on your own printer the last options may not be applicable, especially if you're using an A4 size printer, so we're going to stay with A4. We can also choose a borderless print, and we'll get a warning saying that the top and the bottom areas may not be as sharply defined as the central areas. Okay, and we can click on the expansion and we can see the amount of bleed we're going to have. We're going to have maximum or a minimum amount of overbleed, and we click OK on that. I'm not going to use the borderless, and we can also do the user defined page sizes as well, and here you specify your page width, page height. This could be useful for panoramic printing. The page layout, this is the fairly basic settings here, and these would be more applicable to sort of office printing, especially on the collate and reverse order, etc. The orientation, portrait, landscape, well, we've already defined that in Photoshop, so portrait, and we can also have rotation, mirror image, etc. The final tab is the utility tab, and this is for the maintenance work on your printer, like nozzle checks, nozzle cleaning, head alignment, etc. So we click OK. And if we're not ready to print just yet, we can click on the done, or we can click on print if we want to print straight away. You'll now have the usual printer dialog panel, and we can just click straight on to print.